So, ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce you to my guy, Robert, as known as Rob the Credit Guy. He is from Quick Tax and Credit, and he's sales agent, by the way. So this is our second round of interview where basically our guy is going to teach everyone how to sell credit repair services, like how to position yourself right. So, sir, we have a couple of questions here to, basically talk about. So, if you can actually help us out to change people's lives and everything, bro, we would really appreciate it. And once again, bro, thank you for having this interview with us. We really appreciate it. In fact, the last interview we had, bro, it was the most viewed interview. And last time when we had the conversation, bro, we had like, I guess, 60 clients. Right now we are working with like more than 130 clients. But yeah, it's good, bro.
That's
Like,
good. That's good.
yeah, your interview have definitely changed, like, a lot of lives, I would say for sure. Like, literally your sales game is so up. We had like so many people like, reaching out saying, bro, that Rob the Credit Guy interview was so gold, So glad.
Well, we appreciate that feedback, and our main goal is to teach and grow. There's so many
Yeah,
clients. Yes, I own a credit repair company. If you're watching this, you're probably either own a credit repair company or thinking about it. And some people are like, well, how can you share your secrets? Like, listen, there's so many clients. Like, we want everyone to be successful.
yeah,
I don't want all the credit repair clients in the world. I'm going to be able to handle it, right? So
for
let's
sure.
share the wealth. Let's grow together, right?
Yeah, for sure. But in fact, like I think there are like more than like 30-40 million people in all our United States that actually need like, credit repair, help. So for sure, bro. But yeah, bro. So coming back to the questions, we'll start with from the beginning that we have. So, bro, my first question for you is like, how do you create all the marketing material videos? Like, are there any like specific equipment or like software do you use?
Yeah. So, well, the biggest tool that I use is this right here. Okay. So you don't need a big fancy camera, especially if you're, in the beginning stages and you don't really have a lot of money. Don't be overwhelmed by what you see on Instagram and Facebook with all the
Yeah,
fancy stuff, right? The key
yeah,
is really get started. So use your cell phone. Most cell phones nowadays have pretty decent cameras, but as far as apps are concerned, um, one of the apps that I use is, and I'm no way in shape or form affiliated with this company, but this is just what I use.
yeah,
It's called promo.com. And so promo.com has a library of stock videos that you can kind of mesh together, create credit repair commercials. And the thing I like about that is, you know, you could be very creative with it.
yeah,
Even if you're not like a video artistic kind of person, it makes it very easy for you. And I think I pay like $100 a month. It's not very expensive. And it just makes your company, the quality of the commercial takes it from here to here.
yeah,
And these are all based off of stock videos. Another app or company I recommend is called InShot,
yeah,
InShot, InShot. And that one is actually a free app. And that's where I edit probably 99% of the videos or content that I do. I
yeah.
use InShot. And like I said, it's free. They have an Android version and they have an Apple version,
Apple.
but InShot is something that's very good that I personally use and I like.
Yeah. Just to chime in here, bro, like, definitely we have seen like all the content and everything that you put out there, like, it's kind of awesome with all the like,
Mhm.
engagement and everything you get for sure. And as per the like, all the recordings that we do, let's say for an example, if we want to record, credit report or something. So do you use like your phone, like screen recording or something mostly?
So yeah, honestly, I mainly use my phone. That app, the InShot app,
Yeah,
it allows you to, let's say you go online, you see a video, a clip, a random clip that you like, you can
yeah,
download it to your phone and then crop it and make adjustments with that app. It's called InShot. And so you can make adjustments to videos and you can make adjustments to images. So I use, like I said, I use that 99.9% of the time for the most part. One thing that I do as far as creativity, you know, I think it's very important for you to study your competition, see what other people are doing, take that and then make it better. And that's exactly what I do. Like in my mind, I compliment other credit repair companies like, wow, that was a really good commercial. And I take it, I flip it, and I make it my own. Because obviously you don't want to copy exactly what they're doing. You want to be creative.
Yeah.
And also I think being transparent, you know, as you are getting your clients results, why not post it? You know, don't post obviously their personal information. You always want to keep that private, but you know, post results. And that's what people want. People want to see transparency. People want to see that other people are successful in your program. So you could be a great salesperson or you could be a great credit repair person, but if no one knows about you, then you're not going to make any business. So you can't be hesitant on, you know, posting multiple times a day, because sometimes people don't post multiple times a day because they're like, oh, well, this is too much. It's never too much. You need to keep posting so that way people know about how great your service really is.
Yep, for sure, bro. Yep. So my second question, bro, is like, this is related to like all the ads and inquiries that we get. So whenever a lead hits your inbox, how do you respond to them?
So as soon as a lead comes to my inbox, the first thing is you want to answer that like as soon as possible, because the longer that it's sitting there and it just gives them more time to think. Now they may get the impression that maybe this is a scam because everything on the internet is a scam now. So you want to respond and ask them a real question. You know, don't make it seem so robotic. One of my most popular questions that I start off with is very generic. Hey, what is your credit score? Most people know what their credit score is. The point is you're asking them a very simple, basic question to get them to respond. So that way, you know, they are a real person. And then, you know, they are a real person and vice versa. And so you start building that dialogue, like, what's your credit score? They respond back and say, my credit score is 550. The next question you might want to ask them is, well, how many collections do you think are on your credit report? And so notice how I said think. I really emphasize on that word because most people do not know what's really on their credit report. They're only assuming based on what Credit Karma or any other free website is giving them. So again, you know, you want to ask them, what's your credit score? How many collections do you have? Are those collections recent, like within the last 12 months? Or have these collections and late payments been sitting on your credit for the last, you know, 3, 4, 5 years? So when you ask them these questions, mind you, you know, you're texting them and they're texting you back. They're like, wow, this person's really asking me real questions. They're not just inboxing me a price, you know, $99, sign up today, blah, 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 because that's what everybody else is doing. And you want them to realize that you actually care about their situation and you're willing to help before you even talk about money. That's important.
Yep. For sure, bro. Yeah, makes sense. So guys, just to get into the details. So, just try to respond to all the inquiries that we get you on time. Just make sure you hit them up as soon as possible. Have a couple of questions here and there and just try to take them on call as soon as possible, to make sure that, you can actually get best bang for the buck, and just try to, differentiate yourself. Bro, my third question to you is, how do you decide to ask for an appointment? Meaning that, is there any specific word you use? Is that important?
Yeah, absolutely. So remember, we are working with clients' personal information, right?
Yeah.
And, you don't know them. They don't know us. And so there needs to be a trust connection, right? So even through text message, you haven't even had a real phone conversation yet. So this is why when you respond, you want to create a dialogue with them. You want to ask them 3 to 4 questions minimum, get a conversation going. And as that conversation continues to grow, there's only so much that you can text, because it's not like they're going to sign up for credit repair over, you know, your DM.
Yeah.
So after you ask them 3 or 4 questions, now obviously, especially if they're, and pay attention to how quick they're responding, right? If they're responding quickly, then that means that's a hot lead. You need to, after the 3rd or 4th question, you need to ask them, hey, are you available to talk? It does, if obviously, if they're texting you, this is probably about maybe a 10 to 20 minute conversation, roughly, depending. So that means they're taking time to talk to you through text message. They should be able to take time to talk to you over the phone. So ask them, hey, now that, again, recap, you ask them 3 to 4, 5 questions, roughly, minimum 3. Then you ask them, hey, hey, John, are you available to talk? And then wait for them to respond. Don't say anything else. If they say yes, you ask them for, then this part is important. You ask them for their number. You do not give out your number first. Why? Because trust me, I've done this. You give out your phone number first. Now they're like, oh, I'll call you later. Don't worry about it. And now you can't even call them because all you have is their freaking text message. So their DMs. So make sure they give you their number first and then say, okay, I'm going to go ahead and call you. But personally, what I do to be more personal, as soon as they text me their number, I text them my number. Hey, by the way, I'm going to call you right now. So they already have my number even before I call. So when I do call them, they know it's me, right? So this creates, again, more trust. This creates transparency. It also creates you're a real person. You're building an actual relationship with this, you know, potential client. And then you get them on the phone. So that's the best time to ask them for their phone number, is after you've already asked them 3 to 5 questions.
Yeah, bro. Like, you know, we had like so many clients having the issue that, you know, they are just not picking up their phone, blah, blah, blah. So we just always, like, you know, always recommended them to, as soon as they leave their info, you know, just try to have your number as well over there. So in that way, they know that you're going to call them from like XYZ phone number. Or else, you know, they're just going to think like, you know, this is some random guy who is actually trying to, you know, get out of me something with that. So guys,
Correct.
in the end, you know, just try to leave your number. So in that way, they actually know that you're going to actually call them from like, you know, XYZ phone number. Even Rob is suggesting that. So you should need to do that, bro. So I think it's the 4th question. So what is the best time to do a consultation with a client? Like, is it morning, afternoon, or is it evening? What do you think?
So this is, I wouldn't say a tough question, but it varies, right?
Yeah.
And so, and what I mean by that is, as a salesperson, I believe this is the way I was taught to do sales, is I need to be in the right mind frame, right? If I'm having a bad day or a bad moment, or if I'm hungry, right? I really don't want to talk to anybody, right? So number one, make sure that you are in the right mind frame. That's the first thing. Because think about it, if you're not at your best, then it's hard to help someone when you're not at your best, right? So be at your best. That's the first thing. Some people are morning people, some people are afternoon, some people are evening people. Make sure you're in the right mind frame. That's the first thing. The second thing is, make sure that the client is not driving, right? Because think about it, when you're driving, they're distracted. Or when, let's say you set up a consultation and the person says, hey, I can do it at 9 o'clock in the morning, but you know, maybe she has 2 kids that are screaming in the background, or same thing, it could be in the evening. So you have to really guide the client to, hey, when's the best time for you, when you'll have 20 to 30 minutes set aside of quiet time. And that's exactly what you need to tell them is, hey, when you have about 20 to 30 minutes where you and I can go through the credit report. Oh, okay, well, it's after work. Okay, perfect. So and again, it's so hard to really pinpoint because you don't want to lose appointments either, right? So you got, again, you got to have self-awareness with this. So my point that I'm making is, when you call them, if they have a bunch of background noise or they're driving, me personally, I don't do the consultation. I'm like, hey, you know, hey, John, I see that you're driving. This is really important, and I want to go through your credit with you, But listen, number one, your safety is way more important. And I would rather do this when we both can look at the credit report at the same time. And this is why I'm telling you to do this, right? Because number one, they're distracted. Number two, when you do a sale and you go to close this person, people are always looking for a way out. So if they're driving, this is what they're going to tell you. Oh, well, I'm driving right now. Meanwhile, they just spent 20, 30 minutes on the phone with you with no problem. But now that you ask them for the money, they're going to say, oh, well, I don't have my wallet on me because I'm driving. Like, bro, we just went through the whole credit report, spent 30 minutes. And now you're telling me that you can't grab your debit card? So avoid that headache, because that is very frustrating as a salesperson to pour your heart and your soul out to help this person. And then all of a sudden they back out because they're driving. So that's important. So try to find that right time. Every client's going to be a little different. So you got to know, you got to practice maneuvering that, does that make sense?
Yeah. For sure, bro. Yeah. So another question, bro, what's the first step to a credit consultation?
What's the what? Sorry.
What's the first step to a credit consultation?
The first step to a credit consultation would be, the way I do it is I go through the credit report with them. So after I do the initial call, this is again, I get their phone number, I call them. That's more of an introductory. And I'm kind of like, hey, what's going on with your credit? Just figuring things out. Most people have Credit Karma or some other free website.
Yeah.
So what I do is I refer them to Identity IQ or whatever credit monitoring you choose, where you can see all three of the reports.
Yeah.
What I do is I send them the link. They sign up for it. After they sign up for it, then I tell the client, let's me and you go through the credit report together. So I actually have that client log in, even if it's from their phone. So at least they're looking at the report, and I let them know I'm going to log in on my computer so I can look at your report. So of course you have to have them send you the login. Yeah. And that way me and that client are looking at the credit report at the same exact time. That is how I do my consultations. So that's the first step. That's the first step to the consultation, is going over the credit report with the client. And at that point, I still haven't even talked about money or price or anything like that.
Yep. Makes sense, bro. Make total sense, bro.
So the whole point of that, just to kind of, the whole point of that is to build value. Because I know, because of what clients have told me, they're like, man, I talked to this other credit repair person, and I gave them a summary over the phone of what I have going on, and then they wanted to charge me right away a certain amount. Well, the reason why I have the client log in and we both look at the credit report is because, think about it. How can I, as a professional, tell someone that I'm going to fix their credit without actually looking at the credit report and knowing all the details? That's like you taking your car to the mechanic, not letting him hook it up to the machine, and him telling you I can fix your car, with him not even knowing what's actually wrong with your vehicle. It makes no sense. And so when I tell that to the clients, they're like, wow, okay, yeah, I've never had anybody explain it to me like that.
Yeah. Makes sense, bro. Definitely. So this is the follow-up question for that thing. So, bro, so how do you know, if you are not wasting your time with someone who can't afford your services?
So there's a lot of, this is where your listening skills really comes in.
Yeah.
Because a good salesperson listens before they continue to talk.
Yeah.
So one of the biggest red flags that I see on a daily basis is when people continuously ask you, and normally this happens from the very beginning of the call, is what is the price? What is the price? How much is it? That makes me feel like you're worried, about price. Now, you as a salesperson, you have to understand what we do for a living is life-changing, very, very valuable. They cannot buy a house if they don't fix their credit. They cannot buy a car if they, don't fix their credit. There's a lot of things they can't even get an apartment, if their credit is too jacked up.
Yeah.
So, we need to be in control and not devalue what we do for a living. So, you can't be scared to let a client go. You
Yeah.
can't. Because what happens is, for example, if you lower your prices, you're going to end up with a lot of crappy clients because you're devaluing your service. So you got to be careful with that. So one red flag is, again, they keep asking for the price. That means they're just price shopping. That means at the end of the pitch, they're probably going to call the next credit repair person right after you.
Yeah.
And don't be scared to ask them, hey, are you shopping for, different credit repair companies? Because then you can get to the bottom of what they're really looking for. So that's important. Another red flag is if you look at their credit report and they're currently behind on their bills right now. Like, for example, if someone's 30 days, 60 days on their credit cards and it hasn't even hit collections yet, that means they're in the middle of the storm. If they had money, they wouldn't be behind currently, right?
Yeah.
So it's different when a client already has collections and maybe they went through a season a year, 2 years ago, and now they're, in a good financial place. Now they can keep up with their bills and afford credit repair. So that's another red flag, is look at their credit report and you can see if they're currently behind, because you don't want people to, fall behind on their bills and fall behind on you when you're trying to help them. It just doesn't make sense. So for me, I think those are the two biggest red flags when it comes to be careful to not waste your time.
Yeah, bro. Yep, got it. So this is again the follow-up question for that, bro. How long do you think, like a particular, credit consultation should actually take?
My consultations take on average about 30 minutes. That's going through the credit report.
Yeah.
That's gathering all the info from start to finish. That is about 30 minutes roughly. Sometimes if the client has a lot of questions, it could be 45 minutes to an hour. But the average, I would say, would be about 30 minutes. I mean, if you're going through the credit report and trying to close the person in 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you something right now. They're most likely not going to sign up because you are not building value. You're not teaching them much in 10 minutes. At the end of the day, I feel good even if I didn't close the deal. If at the end of my consultation, I have to know from my own self that they learned something.
Yeah.
If they learned something and they, for whatever reason, if they didn't close, they're probably going to come back, because nobody's going to take 30, 45 minutes like I did to educate them on the things that we do. And again, don't be too hard on yourself if you didn't close that deal, because as long as you're building value, they will remember that. I promise you.
Yep. Makes sense, bro. Yeah, bro. So in terms of pricing, what do you actually think, how much people should actually charge? Now, keep in mind, bro, people are actually coming from, there are some people who are just starting out. Some of them are just into 1 year of credit repair business so far, or some of them are at 2 or 3 years of business. So what do you actually think is better in terms of pricing?
So in terms of pricing, there's a lot of different companies. There's a lot of debate.
Yeah.
I can tell you out of my own personal experience. So, what works for me, it also depends on your clientele. It's very important for you as an individual to know who your audience is, right? So if you know that you're dealing with an audience where the majority of your clientele is, let's say living paycheck to paycheck, maybe not making, $100,000 a year, you probably don't want to charge them $1,500, $2,000 because they're not going to sign up, right? So there's different methods. When I first started in the credit repair industry, this was years, I'm talking about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So, we were charging clients, $2,000, $3,000 to repair their credit. You can't do that now. Why? Because the industry is so saturated with so many people doing credit repair. And now a lot of people are quoting $99, $59. Now, one thing I would tell you And this is something that you as an individual have to have confidence in. If you know that you do a good job and you deliver results, it's okay to charge a client what you feel is appropriate. And maybe what you feel is appropriate is $1,000. There's nothing wrong with that. Think about it. If once you help them with their credit, they're able to purchase a home. That means if they have a 700 plus credit score, they're qualifying for the best financing
Yeah.
available. So the $1,000 that they're paying you is pennies compared to the thousands of dollars that they're saving on that mortgage. And let's face it,
Yeah.
purchasing a home, that is one of the biggest purchases that most people are going to make in their
Yeah.
entire life. So please do not feel bad for charging someone $1,000 or $1,500
Yeah.
because that is pennies. And most people get discouraged because of that, because they're like, oh, well, Lexington Law or whoever company is charging, $79 or $99. Don't worry about them. Stay in
Yeah.
your own lane and know your worth. So I think first you got to look at it like that. The second thing is, you can charge them, let's say $300 to start and then $99 a month. The benefit about going that route is now you start building that reoccurring payment. Do the math. You got, 10 clients a month, let's say, and that's a low number, but let's say 10 clients a month, that's, $1,000 that you make. So
Yeah.
keep doing that. You get 40 clients a month, 50 clients a month, that's $5,000 coming in every single month as long as they're on the program. So you start building that residual income coming in, and that really does pile up. So you got that, right? Let's say that works for you. That may not work for other people.
Yeah.
You may want to charge them, hey, you know what? I'll charge you $1,000, but you could break that up into payments and you could do it that way.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways. Um, Again, and that's just a huge debate. I think you really have to really narrow down and look at your clientele and what fits, their budget. But one big piece of advice I will leave you with when it comes to this topic is do not lower your standards.
Yeah.
Make your clients meet your standards. Remember, a lot of these people have bad credit, and I understand because there's seasons that we go through in life. Not saying anything about that, but some people have bad financial habits, and you have to. The part of you being a credit repair professional is being stern, because if you lower your standards, you're not helping them. You're actually hurting them by giving them a discount.
Yeah.
So, think about it. When you go to the gym, do you think your fitness coach says, oh, you could quit today, take the day off? No, he says, get your ass up and let's do these squats because you're going to lose weight because this is the goal that you set out to make. We're the same way. It should be the same way with, us being credit repair professionals.
Yeah. Yeah. So, bro, into that, I feel like, we came up with like one marketing technique where basically, we used to like design like, different kind of flyers where, we used to show that, it's like $497 for 6 months. So all in all, it used to be like, $1,000, but at the end of the day, it used to just show that, it was like $497 for 6 months. So in that way, like, our clients used to get on the call and they used to explain it. And it actually went out like tremendously well. Like we literally had like, I think dozens of clients, who did like 10K a month with the same exact offer. But yeah, that's definitely a good way. Like the last interview of you, bro, like, literally like we have learned like so many things about like, different kind of sales, marketing techniques and stuff. But it's good, bro.
Yeah.
Definitely,
And one more thing about price too is that when like I actually just had a client, I think it was 2 days ago. So this client has a bankruptcy. She also has roughly about $130,000 in debt on top of the bankruptcy.
Yeah.
You understand, if I were to charge this lady $99, that sounds way too good to be true, doesn't it? I mean, that sounds like a scam. Like, hold on, you're telling me I got $130,000 in debt plus a bankruptcy. You're gonna fix my credit for $99? Like, people actually will not sign up if you charge them very, very little. So you got to be careful with, again, devaluing, your services. You have to make it believable. Most people believe it or not, most people are expecting to pay a few $1,000s because of the amount of debt that they actually have.
Yeah.
So that's something for you to think about. And when you're thinking about what you should charge your clients, stop thinking about your pocket.
Yeah.
Stop thinking about, oh, well, if I can't afford it, then other people can't. You don't know that. Do not look at your pocket and then think that other people can't afford your services.
Yep. Yeah. Makes sense, bro. Definitely makes sense. We have like more 3 or 4 questions and we good, bro. Bro,
You're good.
so yeah. So how often do you follow up with clients?
So when a lead comes in, I call them, hey, sometime, and it's funny because they're like, yeah, call me right now. I call them, they don't pick up. And I'm like, we were just texting. Um, I'll follow up with them that same day. Let's say, for example, let's say that happens in the morning. I'll actually text them and say, hey, just letting you know I called you. You
Yeah.
know, I'm assuming you're busy. We'll talk later. I'll call them again in the afternoon. I won't necessarily text them because you don't want to overdo it.
Yeah.
But then I'll call them again in the evening. Because I mean, me personally, I work until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night sometimes. So I'll call them again. So 2 to 3 times the first day. The next day, I hit them up in the morning, like probably 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
That's when I make a lot of my calls. So I'll hit them up again. If they don't pick up, I'll shoot them a text. Hey, this is Robert. I look forward to speaking with you about your credit. When is a good time for you to talk? Make sure you ask them a question. And then that way you can get them to respond back. So if they don't respond back, in my mind, I'm like, okay, maybe they're busy or this lead could be going warm down the cold.
Yeah.
But I still don't lose faith, right? So I call them again on the second day and third day. After doing that consecutively over about 4 to maybe 7 days, at that point, again, remember, guys, what we do changes lives. This is actually not sales, okay? You do not have to sell anyone on fixing their credit. The fact that they're being declined for things that they want in life, that should be their motivation. So that's one of the best things about what I love about what we do. I don't have to convince you to fix your credit. If I feel like I'm convincing you, I'm working too hard.
Yeah. 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 Fact, bro. Yep. Yep. Makes sense. Yeah. Bro, and let me ask you, like, initially when we started, if you remember, like, we started with like, I think $20 to $30 a day on ad spend. So did your business grew like when we started spending more money on ad spend?
So one thing I love about you and your team is that you guys are very, very honest. Because I remember, I was like, man, I want to throw more money at these ads. And you're like, well, hold on, let's start here. And then let's make sure that the ad works and
Yeah.
let's get some movement and activity going. And then we bump it up slowly and slowly. And that for me was really like, you know, really helped me gain trust with you and your company. Cause I'm like, man, this guy doesn't want me to put more money in. It was weird. And so weird in a good way though. And so, yeah, I mean, immediately, which was crazy, immediately, as soon as we ran the ad, I mean, I made my money back within the first like couple of days, like literally. And then from there, yeah, we just bumped it up and continue to grow. So yeah, I mean, it's the more money you spend on ads with the right ad, because
Yeah.
just because you throw money at it does not mean you're going to get a return. So you got to be
Yeah.
careful. But this is why you and your team are so amazing at choosing the perfect ads.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely helped as we continue to increase it.
Yeah, bro, for sure. Like we're just trying to like, get the better video. Either it could be video or flyer, like whatever we use for our clients to make sure that, we are getting that lower cost per inquiry, as well as like, our clients are getting maximum benefits out of it. But yeah, that answers the question, bro. So this is, I guess, very last question, maybe second last. How often do you upload on your Facebook and Instagram page to build your own brand? And like, how important is it to upload content on your platform?
So right now, if
Mhm.
you're watching this video, we are in April of 2022. As we all know, the internet was different last year, the year before. I mean, I feel like the internet just changed just from, last month, so constantly changing. So it is important, regardless of what the changes are, you need to be posting. If
Yep.
people do not know about you or your services, again, you're not going to make money. So, and some people are scared to get in front of the camera. I get that. Um, you know, maybe, again, that's why promo is very good, because promo has, commercials where you don't have to be in front of the camera. So, and you can create content that way. So I don't mind being in front of the camera. But there are people who just don't want to do it. And I get that. So there's other ways to go around that and still be successful and profitable. But definitely post bare minimum once a day. And if you're doing face videos or informational content, I know for a fact that is what has built my reputation. Because think about it. Nowadays, when most people don't know something, they go to Google, they go to YouTube for information, right? Like most of us. So you need to be that information hub for your audience. When
Yeah.
people think of credit repair, they need to be thinking of you and your company. So you need to be posting a lot of information. I would say switch it up. You could do, information about, how to remove a collection. You could do, show a picture or a video of your client getting results. If
Yeah.
you can get a video of your client doing a testimonial, whoo, that's huge. I mean, there's so many ways to build content, but posting consistently is the most important. So
Yeah.
once a day, but then you post on your grid, but then post on your stories. And right now, reels are huge. Like I'm trying to do at least one reel a day.
Yeah.
Uh, and that's yeah, once to twice a day, bare minimum for sure.
Yeah, that's definitely a way to get, like, organic engagement. And bro, like, people just want to make money but don't want to upload content. How crazy is it, right? That's
And,
not.
that's the thing. Like right now, people think about it. We're in the day age where people don't really ask for like your business card. They're like, do your business have a Facebook? Does your
Yeah.
business have an Instagram? They don't even ask, are you on Google? Like
Yeah.
they're like, do you have a Facebook? So that goes to show you that if you don't have a Facebook, if you don't have an Instagram,
Yeah.
you're losing money
Money,
every
yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
Every day. Yep.
Yeah, bro. Like, anytime, like, any potential clients like are asking about us, we only do like two things. We either send them to our Instagram so they can actually see all the testimonials that we have, or either we send them the YouTube, so in that way they can actually, like, see all the case studies as well as, like, learn from it. So that's
And
definitely a
think
huge
about
thing.
it, when you post something, right? Because in sales, right, you can go door knocking, right? Knock on
Yeah.
everybody's door one by one. How many houses are you gonna do? Let's say you work all day and you do 200 houses, right? That's a lot.
Yeah.
But you post one thing and you could get an audience of 1,000 people, of 10,000 people. Which
Yeah.
one is easier, and which one is going to save you more time?
Time. Yeah.
So less effort, you save time
And that's
and
scalable.
potential more views.
Yeah.
I mean, one post, that's all you got to do.
Yeah. And
So
that's, literally like scalable, bro. Like, like door knocking is never scalable for anyone. You can literally like post things like on consistent basis. It doesn't matter if you're going to get anything on the day one or day two or day three. Someday, like, something is going to go viral. And for sure, like,
yeah.
if you like combine that with the paid ads, for sure, bro, like, it will go bonkers for sure. So
Yep.
yeah, I get it, bro. Very last question, and I think this would be my favorite one. So, how to get better at creator per sales, bro? What do you think?
So just like anything in life, you have to be consistent. You, when I first started in the industry, I actually had a mentor. I think it is very important to, if maybe you don't have a mentor,
Yeah,
right? Maybe, you just saw an ad online, or maybe this is the first video that you're seeing about credit repair. And so now you're interested. I truly believe it's important because you can learn a lot from YouTube and Google and doing research, but having that hands-on and building a relationship with someone that is mentoring you and guiding you is super important. So I had a mentor when I first started. Now I mentor people now. And
Yeah.
so that's pretty cool because it's about paying it forward, right? And so that's
Yeah.
why why you think we're doing this video? Because I'm not getting paid for this. You're not getting paid for this. Like our
Yeah.
goal is to help people
Yeah.
grow and share the love and knowledge so we can all be successful. And so
Yep.
I think having a mentor is crucial. If you don't have the luxury of having a mentor right now, you know, reach out to me. I'm more than happy to help you guys. If if you need help or have questions, um, there's a lot that you can learn online.
Yep.
I
Bro.
think when it comes to becoming a better salesperson, though, be yourself.
Yeah.
Like really be yourself.
Be
I think
honest.
that is super important.
Yeah.
And focus on listening. Like it's not when you're trying to help someone with their credit,
Yeah.
you got to understand that a lot of these clients have gone through a divorce,
Yeah.
have gone through maybe medical conditions,
Yep.
have lost their job because of COVID or other reasons,
Yeah.
and they really want to be heard about what happened. And then they want to know that you are actually listening and you also have the solution to their problem. So focus on being a good listener rather than telling them what to do, and shoving up whatever your price is. Do not shove it down their throat, because I promise you, you are not going to build value
Yeah.
that way. So I don't talk about price until I've gone through the credit report and they know what the issue is. So that's the price is the very last thing. So, you know, at that time, we've already been on the phone for 30 minutes
Yeah.
and they are at that point, they're not financially invested yet, but they are investing their time and they're learning something. And now they know that you have more to offer, and you built up so much value over that 30 minutes or so that now they want more. It's not even an option. They want more of that. So, again, be yourself, build value,
Yeah.
listen. And if you're not naturally a salesperson, there are sales classes out there. There's different ways to practice closing. All of this information is free, guys. Like
Yeah.
you can
On
go
YouTube.
online and
Grant Cardone.
type in how to be a better salesperson. So you have to be able to put in the work, and most importantly, practice, because you could watch 1,000 YouTube videos, but if you're not pitching nobody, you're never really going to learn how to close and practice. Another thing that I used to do, and I still do, is I practice my rebuttals. Your rebuttals are so important, because imagine if you're in the middle of closing or trying to close someone, you're walking towards that close, and then they hit you with, oh man, I got to talk to my wife, or I got to talk to my husband.
Yeah.
And you haven't been practicing your rebuttal.
Yeah.
You're not going to win. You're not going to win. In a sale, someone's being sold. They're either selling you on why they're not buying, or you're selling them on their service. Somebody's being sold.
Yeah.
So practice your rebuttals. And in this industry, in most industries, the most common rebuttals are going to be, you know, I need to talk to my wife, or I need to talk to my husband, or I can't afford it. Now that you've hit them with the price, maybe they can't afford it. And this is also why in the beginning of this video, I was saying, don't you want to eliminate some of those rebuttals as much as possible, because if they're driving and you told them, hey, let's not do the consultation right now, you just eliminated a whole rebuttal by rescheduling. So that's important. So you want to try, again, that's why you want to listen and observe and put yourself in a position to win.
Yeah, bro. Definitely, I learned a lot from you. Bro, so where do they find you?
So you can look us up on Instagram, Quick Tax and Credit. Our website is quicktaxandcredit.net. Also, my Facebook is Robert Quinones. If you guys have any questions, man, I am an open book. I'm happy to do these videos. I'm looking forward to doing more of these videos. I think, hey, if you're watching this right now and you learned something, do us a favor. Like, we want to hear from you guys. So drop a comment,
Yeah.
drop a like, make sure you follow us. And if there's a topic, maybe like you're going through the sales process and you keep getting stuck on this one thing that you just can't overcome, let us know what it is,
Yeah.
and let's make a video about it so we can, create more content and help many people. Because I promise you, whatever issue you are having, you're not the only one. A
Yeah.
lot of people are having that same issue, so you're not alone. And it
Yeah.
doesn't have to be about sales. It could be, maybe you're trying a certain marketing tactic. Let us know what's not working,
Yeah.
and we'll let you know what is working, and we mash our ideas together, and let's just continue to grow, man, for sure.
Yeah. Guys, drop in a comment if you guys want to see Rob again. Just type in Rob is a beast. And after that, let's see how many people how many people are dropping it here. But yeah, man, we really appreciate your time, bro. Thank you for all the value we have provided. Guys, if you any one of you guys need like one-on-one mentoring from Rob directly, you can actually hit him up, show my boy some love. Let's try to re-engage and see how things are going, because he literally has the experience of, I guess, more than 11 years, right, bro?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he knows like what he's doing for sure, and we are really grateful to have him as a team. It's been, I guess, 3 years, bro, that we are working as a, partner and everything. So how's your experience so far,
Mhm.
bro?
You're family, man. Like, you and your team are family. And honestly, you are the fuel to our success. And I'm not saying that just because we're on the video right now.
Yeah,
And I've told you that personally many a
yeah,
times.
I know, bro.
The communication that you guys provide, the transparency, the uh I love the fact that, with me personally, I like to do my videos, and you guys tell me, hey, this is going to work. But then you also tell me, this is not going to work. And so, but you do that so that way we could be successful, because,
Yeah.
you, at the end of the day, you guys are the real professionals when it comes to marketing, and you guys know what work and you know what doesn't. And so I love having that, because it makes me feel good as a business owner that I am maximizing every single dollar that is going into these ads. And we all know that running an ad is risky.
Yeah.
But at the same time, when you have a good team that is going to bat for you, that's not a concern anymore. Now it's just about, hey, let's run these ads, let's get these leads in, let's make money, and then how do we continue to grow from there? And that's what I love about you guys. You guys allow me to be creative, but at the same time, we build, a map of success together, and we just continue to grow from there, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, bro. Definitely, we're just trying to help our community out for sure. And I'm pretty sure like next time we have the conversation, we would bypass that point of like, working with more than 150 clients, hopefully. But yeah, let's hope for the best, bro. Like, we are still growing and we are still in the early phase, I guess. We've been doing this for like last, I guess, 4, 5 years so far. But yeah, it's been crazy experience, bro. I really appreciate you joining this call. And, literally, I think we had like 10 or 15 questions, I guess. That was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, guys, if you guys need any help, just reach out to my boy, show him some love. And as well, if you guys want to see more of these interviews, just put into the comment, Rob is based, and we'll definitely get him again on the interview itself.
Let's
And
do it.
yeah, that would be awesome. So yeah, bro, I really appreciate you on the call, and thank you guys. Adios.